I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but we are in the midst of a serious, very urgent environmental crisis. But parallel with that, and the reason I'm even venturing into that area is we also have found at the same time that the earth as a whole, we've become conscious of it as a species, and it's alive. And that's kind of the wonderful beginning, in my opinion, of a new age, because those systems are what we're damaging now, but also as we become aware of them, we can begin to heal them. So that's where I want to write about, because these technological fixes we have are just no good. But people who understand ecosystems are not very well known. They need to be talked about more and known about more. So anyway, I must begin with a couple of songs about where we are now. This is an iconic image you probably know of a frog being boiled in water. And if you just crank up the heat just a little bit at a time, the frog never jumps out of the water. Now that's an old story from the 19th century, and who knows if it's really true or not. I hope nobody ever really tried it. But it's a good metaphor. I've been in my house for 20 years, so I've been able to see things happening. And most of these images are actually things I've seen in my own backyard. You remember there were butterflies and you just couldn't catch them even if you tried. There's something wrong, yeah, it's getting clear. I've not seen a dozen since this time last year. And there's a frog in the water and he's feeling fine, and it keeps getting hotter. He don't mind, and that frog in the water looks like you and me, 'cause we just don't remember how it used to be. Do you remember on a summer night how the bats flew in circles in the fading light? Then the fireflies would light 1,000 sparks, but the bats are gone and the fields are dark. And there's a frog in the water and he's feeling fine, and it keeps getting hotter. He don't mind, and that frog in the water looks like you and me, 'cause we just don't remember how it used to be. Do you remember when the lightning flashed and the rain poured buckets and the thunder crashed? You'd hide in bed until your mom would say it'll fade like a dream in the light of day. But these thunderstorms, they are getting mean. They can pack a punch like you've never seen. They will break your trees, flood your yard, and hail like rocks will destroy your car. There's a frog in the water and he's feeling fine, and it keeps getting hotter. He don't mind, and that frog in the water looks like you and me, 'cause we just don't remember how it used to be. Out my window, then I looked real hard. There was a native hunter crossing my backyard, and the woods were filled with birds and deer. He waved hello, and then he disappeared. And there's a frog in the water, and he's feeling fine, and it keeps getting hotter. He don't mind, and that frog in the water looks like you and me, 'cause we've got to remember. Yeah, we've got to remember how it used to be. Yeah, so these first couple of songs are kind of, they're where we're at. You can't just jump into feeling positive without kind of knowing where we're coming from and where we are. So I think this kind of, to me anyway, this kind of talks about where we're kind of the heart of the matter. Show me the store where I can buy back the buffalo, buy buy back the butterflies, buy back one bee. Show me the bank where I can take out a mortgage to get back all the life that has been sucked out of the sea. Wildfires burn above the highway, mailbox melting in the sun. Make room for the first wave of climate refugees, and know that it's just begun. Find me a sale where I can buy back the forest that grew a living carpet across every northern land. Sell me the salmon that used to run the rivers and fed that rolling forest from New York to Japan. The Amazon jungle is measured by the profit that will be extracted while they're cutting out its heart. Take a pass on mahogany and products made with palm oil. Doesn't seem like much, but at least it's a start. Wildfires burn above the highway, mailbox melting in the sun. Make room for the first wave of climate refugees, and know that it's just begun. Businessmen who write the laws sit in lonely splendor, while a living world is plundered with a chainsaw and a knife. The message is the same, who human or Mother Nature. Money measures honest work, it cannot measure life. Wildfires burn above the highway, mailbox melting in the sun. Make room for the first wave of climate refugees, and know that it's just begun. So now I want to start turning toward the solutions. Living in the country, living by a big tree, we just want our garden to grow. Living in the country, living by a big tree, we just want our garden to grow. We're not hurting anybody, we don't need a ton of money, we just want our garden to grow. We're not hurting anybody, we don't need a ton of money, we just want our garden to grow. Got a lot of sunshine, got a lot of time, got a lot of love, and some of it is mine, 'cause we're living in the country, living by a big tree, we just want our garden to grow. Living in the country, living by a big tree, we just want our garden to grow. Bugs and birds and babies in it, something happens every minute, we just want our garden to grow. Bugs and birds and babies in it, something happens every minute, we just want our garden to grow. Got a lot of sunshine, got a lot of time, got a lot of love, and some of it is mine, 'cause we're living in the country, living by a big tree, we just want our garden to grow. Living in the country, living by a big tree, we just want our garden to grow. Mother Nature smiling in it, telling me the sky's the limit, we just want our garden to grow. Mother Nature smiling in it, telling me the sky's the limit, we just want our garden to grow. Got a lot of sunshine, got a lot of time, got a lot of love, and some of it is mine, 'cause we're living living in the country, living by a big tree. We just want our garden to grow. Living in the country, living by a big tree. We just want our garden to grow. So the next two songs are about solutions. People are working with ecosystems to heal the earth. The ocean is 3/4 of the earth's surface. And there's a few people like Brian von Herzen of the Climate Foundation, John Todd. He's from around here. He started the New Alchemy Institute in Cape Cod back in the 1970s. And John Todd creates ecosystems. He assembles plants and animals together that actually eat pollution. So it's amazing what these things can do when you start working with nature. She really wants to help. So anyway, this is called Neptune's Call. John Todd grows living machines, weave our future from his dreams. He takes our crud and makes it clean. He wants to save the ocean. To native plants and hungry fish, pollution is a tasty dish. New alchemy has been his wish to make a better day. So rise up, you singing whales and silver herring, flash your scales. They wave their fins, slap their tails for the ones who'll save the ocean. Von Herzen's crew is there to help. They're growing nets of waving kelp, home to fish and sea lion whelp. They want to save the ocean. When global warming stops the flow, they're bringing water from below to help all ocean life to grow and not just fade away. So rise up, you singing whales and silver herring, flash your scales. They wave their fins and slap their tails for the ones who'll save the ocean. There's other men and women who are saving corals and mangroves too. We gotta do all we can do to help them save the ocean. A living ocean year to year pulls carbon from the atmosphere. A new horizon dawning clear, let's set our course that way. So rise up, you singing whales and silver herring, flash your scales. They wave their fins and slap their tails for the ones who'll save the ocean. This is another man, Alan Savory, started something called holistic management, and that deals with rangelands. Degraded rangelands are something like 20-30% of the surface of the earth. And he figured out, by working with the whole system, which includes the cattle that actually graze on them, he figured out a way to get them alive again. And there are some 30 million acres worldwide of these managed rangelands, from Zimbabwe, which I think is where he lives, to Texas, oddly enough. And anyway, they have the ability to take carbon dioxide out of the air and put it back in the soil, in the living soil where it belongs. So this is called Long Lost Child. When the grass grows green in Texas and the streams flow free and clear, and the pronghorn and the prairie dog and the longhorn steer help nature take a big deep breath. And if we turn our backs on oil,
She'll breathe the carbon from the air and put it in the soil. Hey, can you hear them singing in Africa? Dimbang Bombay Ranch, Sianyanga Village too. From Texas to Australia, mile on growing mile, when nature takes us in her arms like a long lost child. The rangelands of our planet lie silent and bare. For centuries their soil has just vanished in the air. But when we play the harmony of hoofs to soil and rain, the rangeland plays the melody again. Hey, can you hear them singing in Africa? Dimbang Bombay Ranch, Sianyanga Village too. From Texas to Australia, mile on growing mile, when nature takes us in her arms like a long lost child. Go soaring with an eagle, see the rangeland down below, where moving herds of cattle help the grass begin to grow. Then rise on beating wings above the country of your birth and greet the living spirit of this great round earth. Hey, can't you hear them singing in Africa? Dimbang Bombay Ranch, Sianyanga Village too. From Texas to Australia, mile on growing mile, when nature takes us in her arms like a long lost child. Mother Nature needs your help today. Don't stand back and watch her die. She's fading in 1,000 ways, shutting down before our eyes. Now is not the time to be cast down or to fall into despair. There's people working hard in every town. There's solutions in the air. We need to know that she is there. Hear her calling in a dream. You can reach her with a simple prayer. Find her walking by a stream. They're fighting pipelines as the planet warms. Time to draw down the machine. They're fixing gas leaks, growing urban farms. Time to make our cities green. Nature wants to draw the carbon down in the oceans and the trees, from the air into the living ground. As long as we begin to see, we need to see that she is there. Hear her calling in a dream. You can reach her with a simple prayer. Find her walking by a stream. There's a spirit to this turning earth, greater than its moving parts. Between all the creatures of her birth, in between all of our hearts, there are things that only she can do. She can give us all we need. Find a way to let her into you. Plant a new world with this seed. We need to feel that she's there. Hear her calling in a dream. You can reach her with a simple prayer. Find her walking by a stream. Mother Nature needs your help today. Want your Mama Earth to smile, tell her that you care. Say you know she cares for you, and you know she's there. Even when it keeps on snowing or when the skies are gray. Thank her for the air you breathe and the food you ate today. Didn't Mama tell you she is always there? Didn't Mama place this planet in your care? Swimming in the water or singing in the trees? Didn't Mama give you these? Want your Mama to be happy, look around each day. You know you'll always see her working in some familiar way. Maybe you will hear her singing between the rose and bee, between the robin and the worm, between you and me. Didn't Mama tell you she is always there? Didn't Mama place this planet in your care? Swimming in the water or singing in the trees? Didn't Mama give you these? Maybe if you thank your Mama each day and every night, she just might find a place for you and tell you it's alright. And who knows if you hear her talking deep inside of you, she just might tell you where it hurts and what you need to do. tell you she is always there. Didn't Mama place this planet in your care? Swimming in the water or singing in the trees? Didn't Mama give you these? Didn't Mama give you these?
This is somewhat similar. It comes from the memory of being a parent and or watching two kids arguing and saying, he did it, no, she did it. And it just goes on and there's no end to it. So I think we all remember that. At least I remember doing it better than I remember seeing it, but anyway. When I got home, I shut the door. I really couldn't take much more. My kids were jumping on the floor, and then my cell phone rang. But somewhere far away from me, an old opossum in a tree, he's hunkered down so peacefully, gazing at us all. We're all in this together, every elm and elephant, every human too. Shout and fight and disagree, it's them that's always wrong, not me. Our mother waiting patiently, arms around us all. Build another shopping mall, Big McMansion growing tall, drive a superhighway through it all. But little root ends meet and touch, and tiny microbes eat their lunch, and fungus weaves a world around them underneath us all. We're all in this together, every crow and coconut, every human too. We shout and fight and disagree, it's them that's always wrong, not me. Our mother waiting patiently, arms around us all. And if your life is just a bore, each day means 100 more. Your cares are caught in cubicles and screens. Somewhere on the open sea, a dolphin's jumping, swimming free. She's swimming upside down, blowing bubbles at us all. We're all in this together, every loon and liverwort, every human too. Shout and fight and disagree, it's them that's always wrong, not me. Our mother waiting patiently, arms around us all. They're trying to hype another war, everybody's keeping score. You've got to make someone to hate to be worth fighting for. But when I want to criticize, I find that I can lift my eyes and watch the golden eagle soaring high above us all. Oh, we're all in this together, every crow and coconut, every human too. We shout and fight and disagree, it's them that's always wrong, not me. Our mother waiting patiently, arms around us all. We humans think we do it all. Emails, x-rays, iPhones call. Compared to Mother Earth, that isn't much. She makes the air, she breathes for you. She grows your heart, then beats it too. What was it that you said we do? Proud about it all. We're all in this together, every fish and frog and fern and every human too. Shout and fight and disagree, but maybe someday we will see our mother waiting patiently underneath us all, high above us all, gazing at us all, laughing at us all. Arms around